This is RTT with Terry the Tiger.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again for joining me on another episode of Random Talk Time. As always, I'm your host, Terry the Tiger, and I'm here with Squirtle. Today we are talking about Grand Theft Auto because of everything that has happened as far as the servers being down with Rockstar and not being able to play online, which a lot of people do. And a lot of people that I was seeing and have talked to say that they only play online and they don't like to play the story mode because, quote unquote, there's nothing to do. But there's lots of things to do. And in fact, my brother who plays the story mode doesn't do everything on the game. I have beaten the game at 100%. And I've taught him things in recent days that he just never knew. And he plays the story mode often. So pretty much people were just saying that they, didn't know what to do outside of doing the story mode. And guess what? There are lots of things. There's over 62 or 63 different types of things and hobbies and pastimes that you can do. There's different types of miscellaneous or different types of games that you could do throughout the city. Different types of activities that you can do in the city, the different things that you can do to make money in the city. Just, there's things that you can do. And even if you aren't trying to get the game at 100%, there's a lot of things that you can do throughout the game to get you towards 100% and to the point to where if you keep playing it, well, you might as well just get to 100% at that point and try to find the locations to some of the parts that you need to in order to get the game at 100%. Because there are certain things that require you to get to the game to 100%, and then there are things that don't require you to get to 100%. And even then, you can still do them, and it like I said, it doesn't require you to get to 100%. So, but pretty much, if you want to know what happens when you get to 100%, you get a few trophies. So you get a career criminal trophy, and it's one of the rare trophies, so you get that. You get an orange t-shirt with 100%, and that shows up in Franklin's closet. Because from what I've noticed, the game is really, the 100% portion is really based around him, and obviously kind of the story mode as well. That shows up in his closet. You get UFOs that appear above the mountains throughout the video game, and those appear at night. You get another trophy, the Strangers and Freaks mission trophy, and pretty much another Strangers and Freaks opportunity pops up where you meet a guy in the Chiliad Mountains who talks to you about Bigfoot and seeing him and whatnot. And the last one is a peyote plant spawns in the Chiliad Mountains. And when you find that as Franklin and he eats it, he turns into the Bigfoot and you get to play as Bigfoot for a little while in the game. So that's what happens if you get to play the game at 100%. Now, the things you got to do 64 or 69, including Lester missions. It's like 73 missions in the story mode. And that pretty much gets you the easiest part. It pretty much gets you like halfway there. I think it's 50% at that point. And that's truly if you're just playing the game and like just doing the mission. And that's it. Nothing else. So the missions is 50% pretty much. Then you have the Strangers and Freaks, which again, I was saying Michael's and Trevor's mission, question marks and Strangers and Freaks do not matter for the 100% completion. So even when you're done playing the 100%, there's still things to do if you don't do Michael and Trevor's Strangers and Freaks missions. So you do all of the Franklin's Strangers and Freaks. Random events. There's 14 of them that you have to at least complete. And the random events are going to be like the random people that pop up on the side of the freeway and the highway, and that you can either choose to help or not help, or they attack you or something like that. But yeah, there's 42 hobbies and pastimes that you have to complete, and that there's a lot of those. There's the shooting range. There's all the different types of guns. So you have the handguns, the shotguns, submachine guns, and I think that's it. Could be wrong, but you got all of those ones. You have to win at least one game in tennis. Golf, 9 games. You have to beat 9 games of golf with even or below par. You don't have to beat the actual match, but you just have to get 9 of those holes, even or below par. You have to win a game of darts. Street races, there's 5 of them. Third or better. Off-road racing, 6 of those races. You just got to find them. Third or better. Sea races, again, third or better, and there's 4 of those ones. The parachute jumps, you got to find those ones. A private dance at a strip club, and flight school. All 12 barrel lessons. So you do all of those ones, and that equals out to the 42 hobbies and pastimes. And I think even before doing all of those, some of those equal out to that one too. But then you've also have 16, they call it the miscellaneous things that you can do. There's 16 that you have to complete, and you have so much to choose from. Parachute, purchase 5 businesses. And once you purchase businesses, they send you tasks and things that you have to do for that business in order to make money for that week. So it's not like the game just completely stops on you. It does slow down, obviously, with the story mode and the missions. Buying a vehicle from the website. Collect 50 UFO parts, which again is part of Franklin's Freaks and Missions. So you're already going to do this one. So like I said, it's already going to be easy once you start doing other things and it starts checking off the list already. Same thing with the 50 letter scraps that you have to find. That's part of Franklin's Freaks and Strangers that you have to do. You meet an old couple and they tell you about this murder, and you've got to find these scraps of letter to help find it. Walk or play fetch with Chop is something that you can do, and you can do that multiple times, which is pretty fun. If you're with him and you get into an altercation on like your fists and stuff, Chop will attack that person for you. And if they're beating you up too, he'll attack. So that's pretty cool. Complete a booty call. So you can get strippers to like you. And if you get strippers to like you, then you can have booty calls with them, and they can call you or you call them, and they will, it's a booty call. You go to their home. You can hold up a store, and there's 17 liquor stores throughout the game where that you just go around. That's a separate mission, trophy on its own that I know the PlayStation 4 does, and Steam. And if you go and hold up every single one of the liquor stores in the game, obviously you get money, and that's a trophy. But you have that one. Flying underneath the bridges. So, that's you could find, there's the map. When you look underneath the map, there's a whole bunch of bridges, pretty much in Los Santos area. You just fly underneath back and forth. Fly through 8 knife flights, which is going through a side of there's 2 buildings and you got to go in between them. There's a map for that too. You got to complete 25 of the stump jumps. You find those throughout the city. Just driving and going over a jump, and it says complete it. It'll tell you how high, how far, and all that other stuff. And it'll tell you if we failed too. And you'll have to keep doing that one over and over again. Visit a cinema. So there's movie theaters because Michael was into the movies. So you could watch movies at the theaters. Each theater has a different movie. They're all weird and very creepy. And then you have to do the 4 friend activities, which is visit a bar, movie at a cinema, a strip club visit, and play darts. So if you do all of those things, you get that game completion at 100%. And that is including, like I said, doing Franklin's Lester missions, which are the assassination missions. You can choose to hold off, in which everybody recommends holding off on doing those ones to the very end, so that way you get the most money and you can invest in that and get the most for everything. Pretty much you get a mission in the story. It's going to be called the Hotel Assassination, where Franklin meets Lester at a pier down by the beach, and he gets him to assassinate a guy for beta pharmaceuticals. And at that moment, even before you start the mission, if you want to get all of your characters involved, that's the best way to get all of them some money. If not, when you start the mission and you get in your car, go ahead and get the beta pharmaceuticals, and then you will be able to capitalize on what you're about to do and get money in that one. That one you have to do, but the rest of them, which are going to be activated at payphones throughout the city, the next one, which you should hold off until the end of the story mode, because these missions won't affect you. It's going to be the payphone by the ammunition with a car wash right behind it. That is going to be the location to start the assassination missions. You want to hold off and get the most for your buck and include all of your characters. But you can do all of that for the 100% completion. And even then, like I said, you still have more to do outside of that, because if you buy businesses, which you have to, you get missions that you are required for you to either get in shootouts if you own the oil rig, or have to go drug running if you're Franklin and the smoke shop. Different ones have different things that require you to go out there. But even still, like, if you're just trying to chill and just kill some time, have fun on a open world game that you can play in first person, because I do that often. I've actually gotten a trophy for, I think it was over 500 hours in first person. But you can, if you chill out, listen to the radios, you have the radio channels that have different talk shows. They have good songs on there that are actually some good classic songs. But you could do the same thing with the TV channels. Some of the shows and episodes are just really, really weird. A lot of them are sexist. The TV channels are weird, though. But if you just need something background on, sometimes I'll just do that too. The taxi cabs, so if Franklin purchases or if Michael purchases the taxi company, then pretty much they'll get little phone calls every now and then for people asking for specific people. Taxi driver. You can get Franklin a girlfriend that way, because there's going to be a couple who gets into an argument and she or he has you pull up on her. And pretty much you beat the guy up. Don't kill him or shoot him, because then she will freak out. And if you do that, you get Franklin a girlfriend that way. Also, outside of Franklin, as any of the characters, you can get into the taxi cab and pretty much play taxi. And you can just take people places and pretty much get money that way too. That's another way to get money in the game, throughout the game. Trevor, he has a few options too, if you keep him alive in the game, or to play throughout the game. But he has bounty hunting that you can do, which is pretty fun. He has hunting that you can do with Clyde, which is pretty fun and random. There's rides at the pier that you can go and do. You get little trophies for riding the pier, the rides there. There's a spot in Sandy Shore that has like a BMX. So if you get on a bike, you go get on this little BMX spot or a dirt bike. And that's pretty fun. So, you know, there's many things. And like I said, you only have to do 14 for the 100% completion of the random events, but there's over 62. There's a lot of random events that will pop up throughout the city that you can just do too. So check that out. And then Trevor too, he also has this one where those people that pop up that you can find them, and he will take those people to this cult place, and he gets paid $1,000 per person. And so that's pretty cool too. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do in the game if you're just trying to kill time, and which is what most people do online anyways, because every time I'm online, that's when people shoot and kill and are assholes all the time. When COVID started, I literally got shot because my character didn't have a mask on in the video game. And I kept telling my family, I'm going to play Grand Theft Auto, so I don't have to wear a mask and be outside at the beach, and then this dude came up on me. So it's a cool story mode too, because in my opinion, Rockstar has some of the best stories out there. They're some of the best, even in Red Dead Redemption. Their story modes are great. Bully, there's just a number of other games, those games that Rockstar has played where I put them in the top category as far as great story modes. So, they picked up off of the fourth one to where you're playing a lot of bank robberies and you're making money. So it's fun. You can spend money throughout the game and still have money after the game too. So it's fun to just fuck around, on that, and play the game. It really is. So check it out, have fun, give it a shot, and thank you all for listening. Have a good day. Bye.